Hello and welcome to the Twitcher Life podcast, the show that talks all about birds and bird watching. I am the president of Twitcher Life, Arnold. Today, we're going to dive into the mudflats to look at one of the most record-breaking groups of shorebirds in the world, Godwits. These birds are expert at long-distance travel. They show us how much a bird can handle by flying huge distances and using their unique body features to survive. The Godwit group is a small but powerful family of large shorebirds. You'll recognize them by their impressive size and their very long, slightly upturned or straight bills. Like sandpipers, they are often seen on coastal mudflats or in wet grasslands, but their behavior is described by endurance that is almost hard to believe. These birds don't simply migrate from one place to another the way most birds do. They have adaptations that physically accomplish things other birds cannot, making them one of the most impressive groups of birds on the entire planet. They aren't just travelers. Instead, they are the runners of the sky. In fact, the bar-tailed godwit holds the whole record for the longest non-stop flight ever recorded for a land bird. Some of these birds fly from their breeding grounds in Alaska all the way to New Zealand without stopping once to eat, drink, or sleep. That is a journey of over 7,000 miles or 11,000 kilometers entirely over the open ocean. There's no land to rest on, no shallow pool to drink from, and no moment of relaxation for the constant beating of wings. It is a journey that will be impossible for nearly any other creature on Earth, and yet for the bar-tailed godwit, it's simply what survival requires. To accomplish this feat, godwits experience sudden physical changes before they even leave the ground. In the weeks before migration, they double their body weight by storing fat, which will serve as their only fuel for the entire journey. Their organs, including the liver, kidneys, and digestive system, actually shrink in size to make more room for energy-storing fat and to reduce the weight the bird must carry. It's one of the most extreme physical transformations in the entire animal kingdom, and it happens every single year. Godwits are also well known for their bills, which are their most important tool for everyday survival. Their bills are much longer than those of most other shorebirds, allowing them to reach deep into the mud where other birds simply cannot feed. While a small sandpiper might only pick at the surface of a wet sand, a godwit can put his bill deep into the mud to find large worms, mollusks, and other buried prey. This gives them access to a food source that most other shorebirds will never be able to touch, reducing the competition and increasing their chances of finding enough energy for their migration journeys. What's truly fascinating is that the tip of a godwit's bill is rhynchonetic, which means they can move the very tip of their upper bill independently from the rest of it. This allows them to feel around in deep mud and grab a worm almost like a pair of tweezers without having to open their entire mouth. This adaptation is powered by specialized nerve endings called herps pulsos, which we've talked about before in the podcast on sandpipers and avocets. These organs allow godwits to hunt entirely by touch, even when the water is far too dark or murky to see through. In terms of appearance, godwits are quite elegant birds to look at. During the breeding season, many species, including the Hudsonian godwit and the black-tailed godwit, have a deep cinnamon or brick red color across their chests and bellies. This helps them blend into the tundra grasses where they build their nests and raise their young. Their long, stilt-like legs are another noticeable feature, allowing them to wade into deeper waters than the smaller shorebirds can manage, allowing them to feed on territories that remain completely inaccessible for some species. Despite their incredible power and adaptability, Godwits are deeply dependent on their very specific stopover sites along their migratory routes. Because their journeys are so long, they need healthy, active mudflats at major locations to rest and refuel before continuing. If even a single one of these stopover sites is destroyed by development, drained for agriculture, or severely polluted, it can put an entire population at serious risk. These birds have lived to rely on particular places, and when those places disappear, the birds often don't have enough energy to make it to the next day, or even stop. These birds are a reminder of how adaptation allows life to push far beyond what seems possible, from a bill tip that can move independently deep underground, to heart and wings capable of flying for 8 straight days without rest. Godwits show what true resilience looks like. Hope you listeners like the topic today and share it with other bird lovers. So, with that, we have reached the end of the podcast. If you want to reach us out, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The channel's name is Twitch Life. Thank you so much for listening. Peace!